Hello YouTube, this is Eminent Hero from the team DC Saints with his Eminent Heroes Rants episode 3. This will cover which is better between fusions, rituals, and synchros. Alright, before we start off, let's go into the past where Yu-Gi-Oh! First began. There were fusions and ritual monsters. Rituals haven't been seeing much play except for ritual decks. When Medical Scientist and Cyrostine came out, rich fusions have been seeing a lot more play. Medical Scientist and Cyrostine got banned, fusions have basically died out. The ritual came into play with the Demise decks, Gear Talon decks, and some relinquished decks. Now, once Synchros came out, Synchros have been used more than either one of them. Synchros were like, you can actually just take any 15 synchros you want and throw them in the extra deck because you can most likely use all of them because they don't require anything specific most of the time. Alright, let's start with the categories of monsters I'm starting showing you. Synchros are first. This is why I think, since synchros are the easiest to summon, they tend to have the more lamer effects. For example, X Saber Arabella. He's a level 7 warrior type monster. Synchro. One tuner and one more non tuners. His effect is when your opponent has 4 more cards in their hand, they send 1 card from their hand to the top of their deck when he inflicts battle damage. This card is basically useless when your opponent has 3 or less cards in their hand. You might want to consider him a normal monster. So, being that synchros are the easiest to summon, they tend to have the worst effects out of rituals and fusion. Another example would be Junk Warrior. Like I said, since synchros are the easiest to summon, they tend to have the worst effects. Everybody knows what Junk Warrior does. When he is synchro summoned, he gains the attack of all level 2 and lower monsters in the field. I know his effect is good, but his effect is hardly ever useful. In my deck, he's useful in a Hero Kit OTK. In my other video, he's exactly useful in that. Now, I'm not saying all synchros have useless effects, just some of them do. Another example, Flame Veil Uruquiza, level 6 synchro. His effect is completely just dumb. He inflicts battle damage when he attacks a monster in defense. He cuts through defense and gains 300 attack points when he inflicts battle damage. Whoop-de-do. Alright, I'm done with synchros. Fusions, for example. Since fusions are almost kind of the hardest to summon because they require too much, they tend to have the better effects out of rituals and synchros. For example, Ultimate Ancient Gear Golem. 4400 attack piercing. You can't activate any spell or traps when he declares an attack. When he is destroyed, you can special summon 1 Ancient Gear Golem from your graveyard, ignoring its summoning conditions. That is good. This card can attack directly, then you can play Ancient Gear Explosive, inflict extra 2200, and then special summon Gear Golem from your graveyard. That card is useful. This card is pretty useful in a Gear Town deck. I don't know if nobody uses it. I do, and it actually kicks ass. Another fusion will have to be this one. Rainbow Neos. This guy is a level 10 warrior. The fusion of Elemental Hero Neos, Rainbow Dragon, and or Rainbow Dark Dragon. You can send 1 monster you control to the graveyard to return all monsters on your opponent's side of the field to the deck. You can send 1 spell trap card to the graveyard to return all your opponent's backfield to their deck. Or you can send 1 card from the top of your deck to the graveyard to return your opponent's graveyard to the top of their deck. This Kai is pretty damn useful. He is a fusion. He is difficult to summon because he requires a lot. So like I said, fusions have to tend to have better effects than rituals and synchros. Alright, that's enough of the fusions. I'm running out of time here. Just bear with me, guys. This is all just my opinion. Everybody else is entitled to their own opinion. This is just mine. Ritual monsters. Legendary Flame Lord. Level 7. You can, whenever a spell card is activated, you can put 1 on this card. You can put 1 spell counter on this card. You can remove 3 spell counters from this card. He has no limit to how many he can hold to destroy all other monsters on the field except him. Since rituals are the second most difficult to summon, being that fusions are the most difficult and synchros are the easiest, they tend to have the better effects. They don't have better effects than most fusions, but they mostly have better effects than most synchros. For example, Relinquish, level 1, takes your opponent's monster, equips it to him. He gains the attack and defense, and if he was to be destroyed by battle, the monster is destroyed instead, and he inflicts battle damage to both you and your opponent. That's pretty useful. Another ritual monster, Demise, King of Armageddon, pays 2,000 life points to destroy all the cards on the field besides him. That's pretty damn useful. Now, this is the end of the video. I'm just telling you guys, this is just my opinion. I'm not saying that fusions are better. I'm just saying that since they're harder to summon, they tend to have better effects. In my opinion, I like fusions more than rituals and synchros because to me they benefit my decks more than synchros do and rituals. I'm sure somebody out there prefers rituals more than fusions and synchros, and somebody prefers synchros more than rituals and fusion. I appreciate that. That's y'all's opinion. This is mine. All right. To end this video, I will be showing you no more cards that I don't understand. Will have to be Road Warrior. I don't understand why his effect is that. It really makes no sense to me. So summon one level 2 or lower warrior or machine type monster from your deck. Big damn deal, really. Serious, big deal. I mean, in my Hero Kit OTK deck, aka Child's Play, his effect is useful. Other than that, I don't see how anybody can make his effect pretty useful, besides only bringing out monsters for Synchro. And that's another thing I don't get about the way Yu-Gi-Oh's been going on. Everything seems to revolve around Synchros all the time. There's hardly any more ritual support and little to no fusion support. Synchros are catching up with fusions, and they only been out for, well, I say a year or two. But anyways, this is Eminent Heroes Rant, episode 3, which is better between fusion, synchros, rituals. My opinion, I would have to say fusions have the upper hand, and they can be better. I'm not saying they are better, they can be. Subscribe to my videos. Shout out to Team Blitzkrieg, Derek, Josh, and Adam, the other members of the DC Saints. Tune in to the next episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Eminent Heroes Rants, episode 4. I'll talk about stuff like what cards shouldn't be banned and what cards should be banned. Alright, YouTube, I'm out. Take care of yourselves.